And welcome to Control Alt Deplete. We are live once again.
What's up? How's it going? How's it going?
How's it going? I am your host, Buckblind, on the left side of the screen, and your other host on the right side of the screen, Mr. Bioshock, the filthy
No.
Canuck.
That's an insult.
Yes, it is, ya hoser.
Cause one of our rival hockey teams is called the Canucks.
Haha.
You ever heard of the Vancouver Canucks?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, it's Canucks always Canadian term.
Everyone's in Vancouver.
It's offensive. Yeah.
Well, you're just.
It's not really that
anyway.
offensive. It's joking.
You're a Canuck anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
A hoser and a Canuck. Yes.
I want to bring this up. So we ordered pizza the other day, and you know how there's bacon, as you guys call Canadian bacon.
Yeah, the nasty stuff.
Yeah, you can just get ham here. It's like, it sounds similar, but it's not exactly. It's like thinly sliced ham, and it's put on the pizza as well. It's really good. Anyways,
yeah, it's called a Hawaiian pizza, which you guys invented. The appropriators. Appropriators.
Yeah, it's gross stuff, man.
Okay. You guys also invented Canadian bacon. That's why it sucks so bad. All right. Anyway,
back on the topic.
Yes. So, let's see here. We are going to dive into our weekly affixes this week. It is Fortified, Storming, and Bursting. It is the final week of Season 1. So, go and get what you can and your IO score and your Mythic Plus rating. Get it. It's not a bad week. Not bad at all. Bursting can be a little annoying, so pay attention there. But Storming's a non-affix, so, get it. We also had some synthwave music. I have not listened to it. I know you said you were listening to it last night while you were streaming. What's your opinion on it?
It's nice. I like it a little more than the lo-fi.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember how many songs. I think it says there's 4.
Yes, there are 4 of them. Yep.
Beats.
You had Legends of Azeroth, Lament of the Highborn, Totems of the Grizzlemaw, and then the Dragonflight theme.
I think they stretched it out on YouTube to be like 3 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, they probably just played it on loop.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. I liked it. I mean, it's not something I'm always listening to, but it was pretty good.
Nice. Then also, speaking of the end of Season 2, Radar.io has the Season 2 recap available, so head on over there and get your recap for the season. I always love it when they do that stuff. One of my favorite things to do is at the end of each season is look at all that.
We want to do that.
Yeah, you'll have to do that later on. It shows your item level increases over the season. It shows your rating increase over the season. Shows who your top 5 people you played with are. Shows like your most played dungeons, and it's got lots of cool little info on there. It shows all your raid bosses that you've killed, how long it took you to kill your raid bosses, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then we also have some Twitch drops coming up. So we've got the White Riding Camel, and then Dottie, the baby alpaca pet.
Dottie was from Make-A-Wish a little bit ago, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
And the White Riding Camel was a rare, which was a rare card in the expansion Tomb of the Forgotten. So, it's a trading card game mount again, the White Riding Camel. So, that's kind of cool. I wish it was the Magic Rooster. They'll never do it, but I wish it was Magic Rooster, and I'll say that every month. Yeah. Do you have any camel mounts? I find them to look kind of funny. I like them. They look fun. They look funny on purpose.
So I'm logging in. I'm logging in now to see if I have any camel mounts. I know I have one. I'm pretty sure I have several actually. I know I have one camel mount that is the 2-person recruiter friend camel mount. So I've got that one, and I think I've got a camel mount that I got from a dungeon. I want to say. I don't remember.
There's a rare one in what's that zone called? Next to Daenerys. Oldum. There's like a figurine that I think it's a figurine kind of spawns around the area, and if you can grab it and get the mount, it's supposed to be pretty rare. My friend got it a couple years ago, but I've never seen it personally. Like the actual like item to get it. I've seen people with the mount, but I do have 1 or 2 camel mounts I got back in Cataclysm.
So I have the brown riding camel and the tan riding camel, which you just buy with from the rep with Aldum.
Yeah.
So I do have those 2, and
yeah,
then
pretty sure that's what I have as well.
I know I have 2-person camel mount, and I don't remember what it's called. It doesn't say camel in it. I don't know what it is.
2-person camel mount?
Explorer's Dune Trekker. That's what it is.
Oh, cool.
Yep. I have that one. So that's that was from Recruit a Friend. I also have the Explorer's Jungle Hopper from Recruit a Friend. And the Cindermane Charger from Recruit a Friend.
I got the Cindermane Charger through the Traveler's Log a couple months ago.
Nice.
So I got mine.
And then Dottie. I think I have Dottie. Oh, I don't have Dottie. Okay. Interesting.
What? You're gonna get her.
Yep. Could have sworn I got Dottie. But yep, so those will be with the, I believe it's when the patch comes out on November 7th.
Yeah.
So watch they haven't listed exactly, but it'll probably be the typical 4 hours is what people are assuming. So watch some World of Warcraft streams. You can watch my stream or Bio's stream. We'll both be streaming during that time, I'm sure. So, and we usually have drops enabled. So check us out, hang out with us, get your 4 hours in, and then get yourself a pet and a mount. So another thing we wanted to cover, Mr. Bio here is really excited about this, so I'm gonna let him take it away.
Yeah. For those of you that listened last week, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, was it? At talk about the Makara. That's put on my Starforge PCs. The prize pool was 100,000. Winner gets 50k, and then every class leader gets 6,500 from there on. So it was 2 days, probably about, I don't know, 17 hours worth of gameplay. And for those that are following it or haven't seen the finals, this is a spoiler. Snuts won against Zico in the final, so it was Warlock first mage. And so Snuts won 50,000, Zico got 2nd place. So unfortunately 2nd place doesn't get any more than the rest of the class leaders. So how the tournament works was you face everyone in your own class until you're the top of your class, and then you're guaranteed 6,500. Then you kind of compete from there on to get to the finals. I think they said there was like 70 people that ended up dying or so. Yeah, so I mean that's still pretty cool. It's a cool tournament. It was really nice of Blizzard to allow other companies to kind of do that kind of stuff in their game.
Right.
So that's cool, and hopefully it was very, very well received. It was a lot of viewers. I hope they do more like that in the future. It was fun to. I missed it because I forgot, and I watched the VOD, watched some of the fights. It was pretty entertaining.
Nice. Moving on into some 10.2 stuff. We're not really gonna cover too much, but just a reminder that the patch launches this upcoming Tuesday, November 7th, and Season 3 starts up 1 week later on November 14th, and we'll have the raid, LFR, all difficulty levels. LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic raid will all launch on this 14th. Mythic Plus will start on the 14th, and the new season of PvP starts on the 14th.
Yeah.
All right. So now to the big subject of today's podcast, BlizzCon. It's back, baby.
Yeah.
All right, BlizzCon 23 is, well, essentially now it's tomorrow. Time that this will be going up live it'll be tomorrow. So we have BlizzCon starting. It is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time is when opening ceremony starts. There's no virtual ticket this year. So if you didn't go, you will be able to watch for free on their
Yeah.
Twitch. I believe Twitch on their
YouTube.
YouTube will be up. Yep. So I will be streaming the. They did encourage people to stream BlizzCon.
That's
So
cool.
yes, that's awesome. So I will be streaming the BlizzCon. I'll be streaming their Twitch channel, and you can hang out with us in Twitch, watch our reactions live.
Yeah.
So come hang out with us and watch some BlizzCon. Super excited. Definitely looking forward to everything that's going to go on. We have a floor map. You have never been to a BlizzCon, right?
No. No.
Me neither. Me neither. I am shooting. I think 2 years from now, I think is what I'm going to try to get to. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, and who knows? Maybe by that time, maybe if things go well, maybe I don't even have to pay for it myself. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go to it so badly. So we have our site map. I probably should put this graphic in the actual stream. But all the way on the right, we have our BlizzCon arena. So that's where most of the tournaments will be happening. Pretty much everything
Yeah.
but the Overwatch World Cup. Um, the in Hall, what hall is it? Hall A, we have the Diablo setup and everything there, which is actually there we go. They've got some viewing lounge. They've got looks like a lot of a tattoo shop. It looks like.
Oh, there's a tattoo shop, eh?
Yep. I don't know if
Oh,
they're
I
actual tattoos or if they're just
Oh,
going to be, henna tattoos. Probably henna tattoos, most likely.
I'd get a tattoo from Blizzard.
All
I'd be
right.
down. Get a
Um,
Frostmourne tattoo to my arm, so I've been actually planning on getting.
yeah, there's two different tattoo places. There's the Prinker tattoos and Hell's Ink tattoos. So
Okay.
I don't know if I mean they might be real tattoos. I don't know.
That'd be so
Lots
cool.
of photo ops and stuff. We've got a
Yeah.
Heraldic library, so I don't know if that's like a bookshop they've got there or whatever. They've got a lot of art there, the Diablo Cathedral art experience. They've got the Diablo Fat Goose Inn, so I'm sure that's some food and drink stuff there. You've got some streamer gameplay. So I don't know if they have actual like testing or play, not necessarily testing, but like play spots where you can play, or if they're just going to be showing streamer stuff. I don't know.
Right.
And then Tree of Whispers. I don't know what that is. That sounds interesting. Then we have the Overwatch World Cup in Hall B. And you've got a big giant area that is for the World Cup. I'm assuming that is where they're going to hold the World Cup. And maybe they'll move the championship over to the arena. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule for that. And they've got the World Cup Proving Grounds. So that whole hall is pretty much just the Overwatch World Cup, which sadly might be the final World Cup that we see for a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Depends on what Microsoft decides to do with it.
Yeah.
And then in Hall C, we have Overwatch 2, bunch of demo areas. So I wonder, with demo areas, you got to wonder what they're announcing for Overwatch 2. Yeah.
Something's
That's a
much needed.
I'm looking at it right now. That's the largest demo
Yeah.
area out of any of the games.
Yep.
So I wonder what they're gonna do there. Huh. I'm actually kind of excited just to see what they do. I don't play Overwatch, but they need something. They need something to reward the people who have been loyal during the whole dead period of them announcing Overwatch 2 with PvE. Well, we're gonna go ahead and release it, but we haven't got PvE yet. We're not doing PvE, so it's just the same as Overwatch 1.
Do you see what's missing from this though? The games?
What?
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing, to be honest. I liked it.
Yeah, but they've pretty
much
much
too late.
Yeah, they pretty much stopped doing anything with Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, they did stop.
Although
Yeah.
there was a tweet. I don't remember who it was. It was the guy that is part of Diablo 4 team, I believe. But he tweeted something um about Heroes of the Storm. So I mean, who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we do get something with Heroes of the Storm announced. I don't know.
Like I said, I enjoyed playing it. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, no, Heroes of the Storm was actually fun. I played it for a couple weeks. Whenever there's a crossover event between WoW and that, and you got like a mount from it, and I played it, and it was fun. I did like it.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it, but I liked it.
Hmm.
And then of course in Hall D and Hall, what's Hall E? Hall D, we have the World of Warcraft and Warcraft franchise, basically. You've got Hearthstone with a demo area, a dual dev for Hearthstone, that could be fun. You've got the Warcraft Tavern. You've got 2 demo areas for WoW. So most likely one is going to be for probably patch 10.2 and one might be for something classic related. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have a I don't it's possible that they have a demo for the new expansion, which I'm sure we're going to get an expansion announcement. I know
Yeah.
last expansion announcement, um, I think it was Dragonflight. I think they had a demo that you could download or something. Didn't they have some kind of demo that you could play like it was like the Evoker starting area or something, I feel like.
I don't remember.
I remember there being some kind of small demo, like you could go and play through something, or maybe it was one of the dungeons or something. I don't remember. They had some kind of a demo thing for Dragonflight. So potentially, maybe we have a small demo for the upcoming expansion. Um,
Cool. What do you think that Dark Moon Fair is on the left there?
Darkmoon Fair is just
Like
like
just
their
a tall
shop.
place?
That's just their shop area that they have. They have that
Oh, okay.
every BlizzCon. That's where they have all their shops and stuff.
Right.
A lot of that, I think they so the Darkmoon Fair spot isn't always just World of Warcraft. They have stuff from all the games as well, I believe. Um, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it'll be pretty cool. The Warcraft Rumble, of course, is new this year, so that's going to be over there.
Yeah.
Um, I have not. I don't know if that's even out or not. I have not played it. I don't know if it's available or not. Honestly, I don't know anything about Warcraft Rumble. Uh, I haven't looked into it at all. I kind of want to just
Yeah.
see what it is. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the layout. You've got the typical portal pass and everything. Hall E, which is the uh, cost hospitality lounge. I don't think they actually show that on here. But yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because as we've been talking about, we're most likely going to get an expansion announcement. I don't see any way they don't give us an expansion
Yeah.
announcement.
Yeah. And
Is there anything else to you that sticks out on that map?
um the Blizzcon arena, I'm sure is gonna have finals for the Overwatch and Warcraft. I think it's gonna have the MDI thing, whatever, the arena tournament and the raid thing. That's the place to go. Is that the one that seats at Lynchcon? Just for the BlizzCon arena?
I do not know.
Oh, and that's no, nothing really that you haven't covered. Everything's, I mean, you covered just about everything. If you look at the map, it's right close to some hotels.
Yes, yeah, the Hilton and Marriott are always right by there. I know the guild that I played with for a little while. They all when they would go, they always stayed at the Hilton, and they would throw a party. They had the big, they call it DitchCon. They would throw a party. I think usually Thursday night. I think it
Right.
when they would do it the night before BlizzCon, and they would throw a big party at the Hilton that they rented out and stuff. Um, that was the old Ponecast podcast. I don't know. I don't know if anyone ever listened to that. That's one of my first World of Warcraft podcasts. I loved that podcast so much. Um, it's so many different people they had on there. But
Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah,
think we covered most of it.
gotcha. All right, so we got the BlizzCon store in the lower level also, looks like. But one of these years we're gonna go. We're all gonna go one of these
Yes.
years. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So we can meet up with literally. It's just everyone's there except for me and you.
yes, yeah, it's
You
just you
know,
and me are the only two. Yeah. Lynch,
Lynch,
Techno,
Moku,
and Moku.
Tech.
Yep, they're all there
They'll-
already.
Yeah.
But
That'd
that'd be a
pretty
lot of fun. But yes, so predictions. What do we think we're going to see? So I'm going to ask you first. What are you expecting for like expansion announcements? Do you expect anything for retail WoW or classic? What are you thinking there?
I think both. I think we're gonna get an expansion announcement for sure. And the way how popular Classic's been, I wouldn't be surprised if they add more content to Wrath Lich King, or they just bring out Cataclysm. I don't know. Either way, they're coming with something for sure. I don't see a world in which they don't do anything with Classic.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. At the same time, I don't know if they would do all new content for Wrath, because then then live players get to play 2 new expansions kind of thing. I feel like if you like that stuff, but I think I honestly think if anything's coming, it's just gonna be Cataclysm. That's what I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I definitely think we'll see an expansion announcement. I mean, I would say it's a 99.9% chance we're going to see an expansion announcement for retail. Classic, I'm torn. I don't know if we'll see, because I kind of agree with you. I don't know that we're going to see a Cataclysm one. I would love it. I would. I might actually play it. But because Paladin was so much fun in Cataclysm.
Right.
So, Prot Pally, I played Prot Pally and leveled it up in Cataclysm, and I loved it. But there's been a lot of talk about a classic WoW plus. I don't know how people envision that working. I don't see how that works, because I play games that have the plus in there, and I don't see any way that could be incorporated into classic WoW. So I don't know exactly what people envision with that, but there's been tons of talk about classic WoW plus, and I don't know. I honestly don't think we're going to get an expansion announcement. I think they're going to announce like ICC coming out or something.
ICC's already out.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't think that'd come out.
Yeah,
I don't play it. Okay, well then never mind. That's not going to happen. I thought they were still on Naxxramas something.
No, they're
Or
long
Ulduar.
past that. They just finished doing the Trial of the Champion area. So they've done. It's most skills are already done.
Yeah,
ICC.
well, okay. Never mind on ICC then. Then maybe it will be an expansion announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know, like, if they don't go with Kata, which the only reason that I think they wouldn't go with Kata is not from a lack of popularity. I think there'd be plenty of people that would enjoy doing Kata, having a classic Kata. I think the issue is once you go to classic Kata, that's when they revamp the zones, and so then you're just playing the same zones as we currently have. Everything that you did in Kata, almost everything that was in Kata, you can still do in retail right now. So that's why I don't expect them to go to Kata, just because then you're just playing the same game as what you have in retail. Just obviously with different talents and stuff like.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I wonder if they'll announce that, hey, they're gonna have all 3 classic things up and available at once.
They're in DR.
Well, you can't do BC, can you?
I thought you could.
I thought it's just regular classic and Wrath classic.
Yeah, it might be right. Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, you probably are right. I don't think I've seen it in the launcher. I think I see the classic WoW and then I see Wrath. So you're probably right.
So, Yeah, it's kind of what my feeling is that that's what we might see, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, who knows what they're gonna do? Maybe they're gonna just have a new cycle where they all start over. I have a hard time seeing that. I do think maybe we could see some more hardcore stuff going on. Um,
I I think because they did it about a year ago when Wrath first launched, was Blizzard put on a 3v3 tournament. It was super successful in my opinion. They got tons of viewers. The prize pool was good. It was like NA and you've met in the finals, and this hunter I've been watching for like 10 years that only plays Wrath won the tournament. I was watching him, and it's so cool to see.
nice.
I think if they, I think they could probably do some more events like that in those old expansions, because that'll take something to do, I guess.
Right.
Like hardcore mode, the Makarad tournament never was excellent for the game because it made so many people play hardcore classic to try and get into this tournament. I think it was a great idea. I think Blizzard should follow suit with what Starforge Systems did.
Yeah. No, I think Blizzard honestly could be putting on tournaments a lot more
Often,
often.
often, yeah.
Because it's I and like I understand like with like the actual arena seasons and stuff like that, there's a lot of work that has to go into those. But I mean, look at the Makara tournament. It really didn't feel like it was that much work for them to put that on. Like I know obviously like it is a lot of work, but not as much as like a full on arena season. Um and I feel like that's something you could have like a monthly or every other month type tournament going on.
So
Honestly. You
how
could
PvP works in retail is that they have tournaments every weekend, um, just to get placed for the finals. So it's kind of like how football is. You just have games every week, and then you have a finals at the end of the season. It's
got you.
kind of how like live servers arena goes. It's every week or every other week. They have like I think it's every other week I think, but they have like a small like round robin and like work on like the top 8 teams and they kind of face each other and they built a bracket on that or whatever. And that's how they got the teams to play for BlizzCon this year. Um,
Got you.
was those were the top 2 teams from each region, but they got to that point by competing often over the last couple of months.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd be something for them. They like especially like classic. Like you could do more hardcore, like the Makara tournament. You could
Yeah,
do something like that every couple of months, every 3 months, whatever. You could do say every 3 months, put on something like that. So you have 2 months to get characters leveled, and then the last month is, placement, and then starting the actual tournament and whatnot.
the thing is like yeah, there's like the place in the tournament, but with hardcore you die and your character's deleted.
Yep. That's why you have two
So
months to level
it's
them up.
very quick. It's yeah. So I like the way that Starforge did it. And they had 1 month notice, so people could like basically get so much help and make them like way ahead of everyone else.
Right.
Everyone was kind of on the same ground because they didn't announce the server, they didn't announce when. They just like a couple like I think a couple of days. I'm like, okay, yep, it's on this server. You have the whole month, and the tournament's on the 28th and 29th, whatever.
Yes.
And go ahead, go. So people just kind of played that, but yeah, I
Um.
I think I think it was like once Nuts won, he had 22,000 viewers,
Nice.
and then Ziegel had like 5,000, Zaryu had like 6,000, and SN had like 17,000 or something. And it's just like that's a lot of viewers for WoW.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think I hope Blizzard saw that and kind of realizes that hey, there is still a community that likes this kind of content.
Right. All right. So, as far as I think we're both in agreement that we're going to see an expansion announcement.
Yep. Yep.
So, we've had lots of leaks and blah blah blah, and they're all usually fake. The only one that I see that I think might be legit is the one that came out just a couple weeks ago, and there's always still a chance that it could be fake. You never know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we've got it's got the earthen, and it's got the pictures of like what looks to be the World of Warcraft website that they usually have up and ready as soon as they announce it. It looks legit. It does. It's the first leak in my 14 years of playing this game. It's the first leak that I have seen that I go, that might actually be real. Every other, you guys know me. I mean, you see it, Lynch and Tech, or you'll put something in Discord and I get all up in arms and rah rah rah. Fake. Just ignore it. It's stupid. It's not real. But this one, I don't know. This one looks real. This one looks legit.
I didn't say anything about. I didn't fall for any of these leaks.
No. I'm just talking like throughout the last several years that we've all been playing together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because I'm the big negative Nancy when it comes to leaks because they're just always fake. Yeah, and this is the first one that I actually looked at and go, this might be real, but we'll find out tomorrow.
Yep.
But anyway, so I know you and I both, I think we're hoping for a South Seas expansion, Pirates. I don't think we're getting that. It looks like it's most likely based off the leaks, and also what we've seen with data mine stuff from Wowhead as far as the mount that you're going to get for buying the epic version of it. It looks like it will be Dwarven themed. I know a lot of people said we're going to have it's going to be all underground. I don't think it's going to be underground. I think it'll be above ground. I think it'll just be a new continent. And so actually that's going to be my thing. I think not only are we getting a new zone, or I think we're going to get a whole new continent, a big continent.
I would like to see if it's dwarf related. I'd like to see them do something with that underground place in Ardforge, all the tunnels and whatnot. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever been down there.
I don't know.
It's very, very cool. It's such a cool little area.
Yeah, I don't know.
They probably won't, but if it was any time to do it, if it was a dwarf-related expansion, now would be the time.
Right. No, so I think instead of just a new zone like Dragon Isles with 4 or 5 zones, I do think we're certainly gonna have 4 or 5 zones, but I think that what we might see is a whole new, so a third continent, like we've got Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, right? Something big like that. I think we're going to see a third continent. This is my prediction. I think we'll see a third continent, and we'll have 4 or 5 zones that are open for this expansion. But I think it's going to be a continent that they can continue opening stuff up as we go.
Like Northern or what?
No. So I don't Northern stuff. I don't consider those they're their own continents, but they're small. They're small stuff. I'm saying we're going to see another whole continent, something like Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, where there can be 20, 30 zones. But they're going to have 5 or 6 of them, 4 or 5 of them for this expansion. And then that continent will be the basis for the next couple of expansions or future expansions, to where, maybe we have another little, this go to this area or whatever. But as we progress, and maybe even through that next expansion, maybe we unlock new zones in that spot. But almost have it where it's a map, but there's just no way to get to the other spot. I feel like that's something they could potentially do.
I personally think it's just going to be a small place, kind of like Northern.
It probably will be, but I would like to think that maybe because if it is the Earthen thing, and we're going to I can't even remember what it was called now. Azalor. One second. I've got it right up here. Avaloran.
Oh.
So if it's something like that, so Avaloran, if it is Avaloran is supposedly on the complete other side of the world of Azeroth from where everything we have now is at. Because if you look at the map, we're basically only covering half of Azeroth, is all. So the theory, and this has been a theory for a long time before, but Avaloran is supposedly this continent that is on the other side of Azeroth. So potentially, that's what I'm saying. I think this is an opportunity. If we're going to go to the complete other side, this could be something much bigger than just a typical new zone, new small continents. Could be a big giant continent. The other, because you have half the map to work with, basically.
Yeah.
Um, and you could see a big giant thing that lays the groundwork for the next several expansions or something. That's what I would like to see.
Right.
That's why I think it'll be a big giant. It might be a big giant thing that we just slowly unlock over the next couple of expansions.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I I if I think they're gonna do a small zone, not small but like northern size. But if they did your idea, I think that more than what I'm thinking is gonna happen, just because like that sounds way cooler, like exploring the rest of Azeroth, not just what we know.
Yeah. And again,
Because there's so much
this is
potential. You could have tons of zones.
yeah. Well, that's what because like think about it. We usually have 4 or 5 zones that we get with an expansion, and then we usually with each patch get some new zone that's unlocked. So what if we get a giant continent, and then each patch we're like exploring a new part of that continent?
Yeah.
And then the next expansion could be something that ties into that and goes to the rest of the continent. Who knows? Like I said,
Yeah.
you could open up so much more potential. Um, I'm thinking of it kind of like how Cataclysm was. So like Cataclysm, we didn't unlock any new um continent because like so you had classic WoW and you had Burning Crusade, you unlocked Outlands, and then Lich King, you unlocked Northrend. Cataclysm, you didn't actually unlock a new continent. We just had
Just
new
zones.
zones that were already on the map and just weren't
Yeah.
accessible. So something like that, where you have a continent, but only certain zones are accessible, and
Yeah.
then
There was like Old Doom and Twilight Highlands and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and as you go, and again, it could be through the expansion, or it could be going into farther other expansions. You unlock more and more stuff with it.
Yeah.
I think they could be cool. Um, one thing I would like to see come back, and I don't think it's going to, but followers. I don't know how popular they really were. I liked the mission stuff. I think Legion had probably the best. Legion and BFA had good follower systems. Shadowlands follower system was terrible, and that's why it died. Um, but I think like the way Legion and BFA did it, where you had like you only had like 5 or 6 followers, so you didn't have to do 50,000 missions like back in WoD. In WoD, it was a little overwhelming because you had like 30 followers and you had so many missions, and it would take an hour to go through each day. It should be something that takes a couple of minutes to do, but something you can
Yeah.
still do every day. I would love to see something like that because there's a lot of good ways to farm gold through that, stuff like that. So, um, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you expecting as far as the new expansion? What do you think theme wise? Do you think it'll be what do you expect to see with the expansion? Any thoughts? Any predictions? It could be out there. It could be wild. It could be whatever. More
So
space ghosts.
dwarfs were stone formed until they got cursed, right? The curse of flesh.
So they're earthen. I don't know. Yeah, I want to
So I'm
say you're
pretty
right.
sure
Yeah, I think they're originally
they're
stone
turf
form.
and then
Yes.
touch of flesh or whatever it was. Anyways, I think if it's dwarf related, it's probably gonna have something to do with some of the titans. I think because they're responsible for making these dwarfs into like with the flesh, to like actual not stone formed dwarfs.
Yep.
I thought was the Titans' work. That's what I think is
Yes.
correct.
Yes. No. You're correct. Yeah.
I think if that's the way they go it, there's going to be some Titan. I don't know what Titan we have left, but might
There's a lot of them. It's more Titan keepers at
maybe
this point, not Titans. But
maybe they'll finally do something with the sword and Silphus.
they won't.
I don't.
What sword?
Yeah.
What sword?
I don't know. It seems like such a waste of an opportunity. I don't know because I know like that
Yeah.
affected like what Magni's on crystal form, right?
So like, yeah, yes,
He's like
yeah. Magni's the Diamond King now.
so if I don't know if you knew this, but in Cataclysm, that the old Ironforge thing is called, the one that's on underneath Ironforge, he was there and he was frozen in
Yep.
crystals, and so they started talking with Azeroth, the world soul or whatever it is, whatever.
Yes.
There's a lot they could do if they go with the dwarf route. Like you could go with more titans. You could get some more of like Azeroth and her needs. Maybe there's some old gods that are still making some ruckus.
Yep. I've
Um,
I've heard
I think.
rumbles of a old god that they haven't introduced. I don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I think it's just rumors. I don't know that there's any actual truth to it. But I have heard people talking about potentially like a new old god,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I don't know
I
that
think
I buy that.
I think it'd be cool. Zone wise, I think they'll have some cave zones where you're in kind of like they're like cavern kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't think that'll all be underground. I think maybe
I
one or two.
hope not.
If there's 5 zones, I think there's gonna be 1 or 2, and I think 2 would be even much. Um,
Well, I don't. So I
what
don't.
else?
I would say it doesn't even. You don't even have to have a zone that's like that. You could literally have just spots where, um,
Or you just a small little area where you go in.
yeah, you could have sections in zones where like something that's say the size of half the zone could be underground. You could still have an above ground, but then also have a below ground where it's like a double layer zone. You know, something like that. Um,
Yeah.
you think we'll have dragon
Yeah.
riding or some form of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I do.
Might be
I
griffin
think.
riding if it's a dwarf.
Yeah. I think. Well, because they're making it so multiple models of these dragons and pro dragons can fly to the
Yep.
dragon riding. I think that includes hippogriffs, I would imagine. Because
Don't know that it does right now, but I mean, they could easily
easily do
put
it.
that in
Yeah.
there. Yes.
That's good. I don't know. I was like, to be honest, the dwarf theme kind of caught me off guard because I was certain.
So
Not certain. I wanted the South Seas.
I did too. That's what I want. I wanted pirates and South Seas. I'm with you there.
Yeah. Not saying this is not a bad idea. It sounds very intriguing because, to be honest, I can't think about what they can do with it. I don't know. When
Right.
it comes to the dragon riding, like yeah, we already know all the dragons are involved. The main leaders of the different dragon aspects are obviously involved, and all like you're kind of knew who was involved. Not everybody, but a good chunk. But with dwarfs, like, well, who's involved? Magni, maybe,
Right.
and who else? Like I would be able to guess. So I think that is good. Because then, like, you're not just going into seeing the expansion cinematic. Like, yeah, all right, I know like half of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dragonflight actually wasn't that bad. I think expansions like Wrath and TBC and Cataclysm in the cinematic, you see the last boss, like, which is not bad, but I think it's good they don't do that much anymore.
Right. Yeah. I've never
'Cause
understood why they announce, oh, this is gonna be the final boss. I don't know. I don't keep it a secret. You know, let us be surprised. I feel like.
Just before people go up in arms in the comments, I do know TPC that Illidan wasn't the last boss because of Sunwell, but he was basically the main villain of that expansion.
Right. Yeah.
And that goes with Wrath as well, because I think there's Ruby Sanctum after ICC, but that's like a very small, like 3 boss
Yeah.
kind of raid, so I don't think that counts. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dragonflight did a good job because like when the expansion happened, I was like thinking like, who's the villain?
Right.
Because I didn't read the book. I didn't.
Well, I don't think that they were. I don't think they were really focused on like making there be a big giant big bad for Dragonflight.
Yeah.
I think they wanted, and I think they went the route they did for Mod, where they want it to be more of a exploration.
Yeah.
Just good vibes, you know, like yeah, there's a villain, there's a story, whatever. But overall, like here's a brand new, fresh, colorful, exciting, vibrant zones. Let's go explore. Which I think they needed after Shadowlands, because Shadowlands, not necessarily like from a tone, like oh it was dark, but like literally the zones were just kind of they were cool looking and thematic and whatever, but the thematicness, the theme was like dull, dark suffrage type feel.
Yeah.
Other than what's it called? The Kyrian Zone. Can't remember the name all of a sudden.
What,
Bastion.
the tolerant? Oh, Bastion.
Bastion. Other
Twilight
than other
Bastion.
than Bastion, no, not Twilight
Oh,
Bastion.
oh,
The
yeah, yeah.
zone.
Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bastion.
Other
Yeah,
than Bastion, all the zones were very just even color wise, they were fairly dark. Like
yeah.
obviously Maldraxxus
And
was
Revan Dress.
yeah, and Revendreth were very, very like bleak and dull. But even Ardenweld, even though Ardenweld was like had
Oh,
some color,
beautiful.
yeah, it was beautiful, but it still had like a dark, dreary feel to it because you had a
Yep.
lot of the stuff was dying and dying out and losing its stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But like Bastion was like bright and colorful and kind of vibrant. And then the mall, of course, was just the epitome of despair. So I think Dragonflight, they really went for more of a vibrant color, and that's what I personally enjoy more. That's
Right.
why I like the Alliance zones way better than the Horde zones in BFA, because Storm Song and the other Tears Guard, not Tears, it's not Tears Guard. Is it Tears Guard?
It's
I
just
don't remember.
it's just crazy. But I've never leveled on Alliance in BFA.
Really?
I've done no quests, none.
You and I are gonna have to level an Alliance in BFA at some point. It's a lot of it's
Sure.
cool there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll level an Alliance character, and then if I do Alliance, that'll be what I play Alliance on for this patch.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
no, BFA. So the BFA stuff, the Alliance side was awesome. There's a whole storyline with Jaina and her mom and everything, and the cinematics that are fantastic. Did you ever see the cinematic for after finishing? What was it? It was the dungeon that took place. It's a dungeon that is in Borealis. I can't remember what the dungeon is called now. Hang on 1 second. Let me look this up. I know the name. Open up my dungeons here. It is Siege of Borealis. That's what it was.
Oh.
Did you ever see the cinematic? Did you ever see the cinematic when you finished that dungeon on the Alliance side?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Yeah, we'll have to do that at some point and go through the Alliance side because it's a lot of fun. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Anyway, I think there's a lot of potential. I mean, with all the different systems that they have created, the underground stuff, dragon riding, there's a lot of potential to really make it a very. If they're going with earthen and dwarven theme, you have a lot of potential there with griffin riding and stuff like that. I don't know if they'll necessarily go with griffin riding, but I think like it'll be a dynamic riding, and I do think they'll include griffins once the expansion comes out. Maybe not right away, but maybe like once the expansion comes out, you can unlock griffins to be ridden with dragon riding type style.
Yeah.
Because like that's a big theme for dwarfs is the griffin riders. If you go back into the hinterlands, like in
even
in
Warcraft games.
Yeah, like you have the hinterlands is you've got the airy peaks, and all the wild dwarfs, but they're like the wild mountain dwarves or whatever. I can't remember what they're called, but they are all about griffin riding stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of potential there. No, I'm excited. I think it'll be a very Titan themed, continuing with the theme we've had, which I love.
Me too.
I personally love the Titans. The whole Tyr storyline. I love Tyr. Tyr is one of my favorite characters in WoW. And Dragon, like I've loved Dragonfly. I really have. There are things that they could do better systematically in certain things and whatnot, but overall, like I really like the zones. I've liked the storyline, the questing. It's just it's been good.
I want your opinion because I looked into this a little bit, just get people's opinions as well.
Okay.
What would you say if this is not a dwarf expansion, something completely different, and they went back and redid some of the zones that story-wise continued on even though we weren't there, like Ice Crown. Because there's new Scourge involved, there's new leaders. It's not like they're gone; they're still there. Zones like that they can kind of go with the story a little bit more. I thought would be kind of cool. But I don't know if they would, but I think it'd be cool to kind of go back to some of these old zones that are, and like kind of rehash the story.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think it'd be. I mean, I'd like that.
I think it could be fun. I don't think they will, just because so many, for the simple fact that so many people, because I'm on Twitter. I know you're not, but I'm on Twitter, and I see so many people get so up in arms at the tiniest little retcon or tiniest little inconsistency in the story. And it's, I mean, sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes it's just utterly ridiculous. And I think if you go back to old zones and try to update the stories, you have to be so careful when it comes to continuity. Otherwise, people are just raw, which they're always going to be anyway. But, like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person, like, listen, if you want to, like, I've seen people get mad whenever there's a character model update and something doesn't quite match just right to the old character model. And like Khadgar, for example, people got so mad when Khadgar got an updated model and he looks like he does now that we see Khadgar. Because you could, I don't know if you ever saw Old World, the old version of Khadgar, the original model. He looked like an ancient, like, I'll show you a picture at some point. But it looks nothing like Khadgar. So the whole story with Khadgar, I don't know how much you know. He is actually only like 20-some years 20 old.
Yeah.
But he got magically aged to look way older. So because Khadgar is in Outlands in BC, in Shatrath City, I believe. And his model in that looks 50 years older than his current model. And you know, people got all raw when it was updated. Now people have gotten over it. But like, I don't know. People get so mad at the tiniest little things when they don't match consistently. And I don't know. It's like, to me, it's not a big deal.
Got one more question for you.
Okay.
If it's not dwarf, if it's not pirate themed, what could you see potentially happening in the storyline continuing on?
So I think it's definitely going to have to do with Titans, I feel like.
I think it'll be like a Titan and Old God kind of showdown again.
I hope not, because I kind of still want to break from Old Gods. Like, the Old Gods are cool, but like, I don't know. I'm not quite ready to deal with Old Gods again.
Right.
Now I would say, I would say like a space, almost like going more to a space theme like we did with Argus, but I don't know. I don't see any tie-in from Dragonflight to go to that. I think you need another expansion to kind of build to that, I feel like.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Argus. I mean, the visual looks really cool. I still like the idea of like me playing like a not really a medieval game, but like going to like from the technology we have on Azeroth to like the demons having like spaceships that can like warp around the
it was a little that. It was a little weird. I agree.
The demons use like portals, and they should just use portals.
Right.
Because like when you do the Demon Hunter quest line, don't you try and get that key to like open up gateways?
Yes.
Why not just use that as opposed to using these ships that do the exact same thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
know. But no, I don't know what they could possibly go with, honestly. I feel like Earthen makes the most sense, but I would definitely say Titan themed.
Yeah.
I'd almost like a Titan, like a first one's, like kind of like Zereth Mortis was. I really liked Zereth Mortis Zone.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna find out in not too long.
Right.
Hopefully.
One thing I was gonna touch on, because you mentioned it, was like, if they did go back to old content, I think Northrend is a prime
There's so
prime
much I can
subject.
do.
Well,
You have like
here's the deal. All right, so
trolls
here's the deal.
there.
Here's the deal. I don't care about trolls. I don't care about any of that stuff. Here's the issue that I have, and this is what I've been wanting to know since the start of Shadowlands. Sylvanas destroyed the Lich King's helm. The Lich King controlled all the Scourge. The whole reason Bolvar became the Lich King was to keep the Scourge in check. What is going on with the Scourge? Because nobody's keeping him in check now.
Yeah.
Why are we not being overrun and fighting the Scourge war again? Like, I think you could have literally an expansion just the Scourge, and it could be somebody. Here's the thing. What happens in the criminal underworld whenever one of the top criminals that's leading the power has tons of power? What happens whenever they get eliminated? There's a power vacuum. Somebody takes their spot. There is a power vacuum in Northrend with the Scourge. There's got to be some villain out there that is looking at the Scourge going, how can I control them? So somebody has to be thinking of a way to take over the Scourge. And, like, that's your opening for a new bad guy, new villain. You know, yes.
I have something that just came to my mind. Dwarfs in Icecrown or in Northern in general makes sense because the Nubarak, the beetle guys, have tunnels under all of Northrend.
Yeah.
You can get your tunnels in there, dude. Dwarfs.
There you go. But yeah, that's something that has always bugged me since BFA was what is going on with the Scourge. Because again, the sole purpose that Bolvar became the Lich King was to contain the Scourge. Is he even still the Lich King at this point? Because he doesn't have the Helm of Domination.
He doesn't have the helm, and he doesn't have a rune sword either.
Yeah, so
Frostmourne's gone, Shadowmourn's gone. He has no weapon.
He had his big mace.
He has a mace.
But I don't know, like, what is going on with the Scourge. Something like I would love to see an update to Northrend for that purpose only, even if it's just a patch or something. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway. So another thing that we have going on at BlizzCon, is the Guild Clash. Excuse me. The Guild Clash. So we have 4 members of 4 different guilds that are going to be going on, and they're competing in different events and working together for one of them. We have Golden Guardians, Liquid, Echo, and Method. Those are the 4 that we have. So we have 3 different events that are taking place. There's an arena competition, a dungeon competition, and a raid showcase. So the raid showcase, let's knock that out of the way real quick. Raid showcase, they are just taking on 4 bosses from the new raid. Gnarl, Root, Aegir the Cruel, Smolderon, and Tendril Sage Swift. It is a combination of the 4 different guilds. It's a 10-man heroic raid is what they're going to be doing. The tanks are Miras and Danwar. The healers are Elsmere and Ryson. The DPS are Cruella, Shakib, Sang, Trill, Tobo, and Shigel.
Yes.
So that's a combination of different guild rosters there, just working together to take on Forward Heroic. It should be pretty easy for them, I would imagine, to go on Heroic.
I told you, I'm gonna point out, Trill's not only competing in this mythic, the heroic raid, he's also competing in the PvP tournament.
Yeah, most of these guys are doing multiple events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because Trill is on Team Liquid for the arena tournament.
Yeah, and Elsmere's healing for the Mythic Plus tournament. Miras is tanking for Mythic Plus. Shakib is tanking. Cruella's DPSing. Danwar's DPSing. Gel is DPSing. So yeah, a lot of these guys are doing multiple events. Yes,
that's gonna be fun for them though.
Yep. So yes, the arena, we have 4 teams, obviously: Echo, Golden Guardians, and Liquid and Method. If you want to go over the rosters on those real quick, I know you know those guys better than I do.
Yeah, I think I know all of them.
Probably, I would not be surprised.
With Echo, we have Waz, Raikou, Cubsy, and Jamie. They have won the last 2 BlizzCons, so they're the heavy favorite coming to this tournament. We have the Golden Guardians with Peekaboo, one of the most popular PvP streamers in WoW. Absurge, who's an excellent shaman. Whiskey typically plays Shadow Priest. Jellybeans, who plays Hunter. The comp they mostly run is RLS, Rogue Lock Shaman, or no, RPS, Rogue Priest Shaman, and they do pretty good at it. Team Liquid is another fan favorite with Sea-Doo, Mez, Trill, and Sam-I-Am. And then the last one is Meth with Asgarath, Brunhilde, Maro, and Mercy. I have heard of all of them except for Brunhilde, I think his name is. But anyways, these are just top 4 teams in the world. I mean, it's just
pretty
simple as
much.
that. They're just it's as simple as that. They're just really good.
Yeah. So who is your pick from those 4 teams? Who do you think's gonna win?
I want to say who I think's gonna win, who I want to win. Okay, so I think Echo's gonna win. Waz, Raikou, Cubsy, and Jamie. I think they're gonna win. Who I want to win is Golden Guardians, Peekaboo, Absurd, Whiskey, and Jellybeans.
All right. So you think Echo wins?
I think Echo wins, but I hope Golden Guardians win. But I'm thinking like realistically, because like Echo, they have like the amount of tunes these guys play, they can just counter comp anybody. It feels like, and it's just that's part of what I did with PvP. It's why I played so many different classes, because like you just queue different comps, and you just beat certain teams you weren't beating before. It's just if you have a big variety of tunes you can play in PvP, it really helps you in favor of these tournaments.
Right. So my prediction, and I don't know as much about the arena as you do, but my prediction is Liquid. I think Team Liquid with Sea-Doo and Mez, Trill, and Sam-I-Am. Mainly because those are the only people I know very well. but also, didn't they win the arena finals?
Yes.
Yeah.
They won in 2019.
No, they just won this year.
Oh, the NA finals.
Whichever one they were doing, they were the ones that were down
Yes.
3-0 and then came back and swept it. Reverse.
Oh yeah, so that was the NA tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm picking them to win that.
A little tidbit I learned about Sam a long time ago was that Sam was in Snuts' stream and harassing him to play. And finally, Snuts one day is like, "Fine, I'll play with you." And he was like, "Wow, Sam's really good." And they ended up playing together for a long time. And then finally, Sam came and played CD Mez and Troll. But that's kind of funny because like he went from like nobody really knowing who he was to being like a Blizzcon champion. But Sam is really like, it's another thing with Team Liquid that is the same with Echo is like the variety of these classes you guys play. Sea-Doo can play any healer. He's very, very good at it. Mez really good, and Trill's another one that's really good with different classes. So I can see Team Liquid winning as well. I think Echo's gonna win, but there's a world in which I can see Team Liquid definitely winning as well. I think the weakest team coming into this is it's either Method or Golden Guardians. I think. I don't know. They're all so good, which is good, because then the games are exciting. But that's hard. I don't know. I really want Piku to get his BlizzCon championship. So I'm a big fan.
No, so Liquid won the world championship. It wasn't the NA, it was the World Grand Finals.
Oh. What was that? That was a couple. I was like, what? How many months ago? 6 months?
August. It was just 2 months ago.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Or wait, maybe it was just the NA, but they didn't have. Did they not have them play against each other then?
They do at BlizzCon, and then tournaments that are held by separate third parties will have NA versus EU. I think anything Blizzard does is region wide. But yeah, I know Team Liquid did win their first place, whatever.
Yeah, I thought that so they just do it region wide. They don't ever have the NA play against EU for the arenas then.
Well, they do it at BlizzCon like this year. I think they did something like that last couple years during COVID. I think because that's when Echo was winning their BlizzCons.
Well, for season 2, they have multiple world championships. So I don't think I don't think they've been having them do like a championship final at BlizzCon.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This
I
year. I
think
think
they're
they've
technically.
changed it.
I think technically BlizzCon champion was just region wide for them during COVID.
Yeah.
Because like Echo last time I watched BlizzCon and Echo was in it. Well, I don't know if they were called Echo back then, but I think they were called like Method White or something.
Yeah, it was just the NA one. Yeah, I don't think they're doing like a world championship finals or anything at BlizzCon.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? Because I haven't seen anything about that.
I'm looking at the picture right now. It says arena bracket. Best of 5, finals, best of 7. Echo Golden Guardians in semifinals. Liquid Method, and they fight in the
No,
grand finals.
that's the Guild Clash. That's not
What?
the World Championship. This is just the Guild Clash. This is like an exhibition match. This isn't like the actual top teams.
Why are you looking at this? I'm seeing it says arena bracket, Guild Clash, but it's
Yeah, that's just the Guild Clash.
still like the arena teams on it.
Yes, that's what the arena thing is. It's the Guild Clash. This isn't like this is just an exhibition match for these 4 guilds. It's not. This wasn't. They didn't compete to win to get into this.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought
This isn't like the World Championship thing. So I don't think they're doing a World Championship or anything at
they're
the.
shaking the top 4 guilds.
Yeah, well, I don't even
And,
think Method. I don't even think. I don't know if Method
that
even
is very
plays.
big a deal
I know, but
for arena.
I don't think Method got very far in the arena for EU because it was. Oh, hang on. Ah, was the early. That was the first. That was season 1. Season 2. This doesn't show me anything. EU season 2 finals. So the final 2 teams. Yeah, so Method didn't even make the top 4 in the EU one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Echo, and then Admiral Esports is the team that came in second. That's what I was wondering, because I was like, I don't think that Method has really competed well in the
That's kind of why I put them as
PvP.
like the other. That's like the lowest.
Yeah, I didn't think they.
But I mean, it can still win. Who knows?
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, like all this stuff for the Guild Clash is just exhibition. This doesn't have any. It's not tied into like the championship, the actual MDI or Arena World Championships. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing the Arena World Championships at BlizzCon this year. Because I know in the past they've had those at BlizzCon, but I don't think that they're doing it this year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame. I would like to see the finals be at BlizzCon, but
Also watch this bracket though.
oh yeah, no, yeah, for sure. This will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like in the past, because I know that's one of the big events is when you have the Arena World Championships at BlizzCon. It's always a blast to have. MDI as well, if you have the championships there too. Anyway, so moving on to the Mythic Plus stuff, we do have again those 4 guilds. And for the MDI, you've got Echo with Miris, Zalia, Andy Brew, Tobo, and Frago.
Wait, what?
What?
What do I have?
What?
What were you saying?
The MDI, or not the MDI, but the Mythic Plus Clash. Echo.
Oh, I see. Okay.
For the Guild Clash.
The Marys.
Yeah, for Golden Guardians, you've got Nerf, Elstmere, Azuna, Onesie, and Fu.
Oh, yeah.
For Team Liquid, you've got Shakib, I'm Fired Up, Zasevi, Sang, and Dryny. And for Method, you've got Sko in his return to competitive play. Cruella, which is one of their top DPS. Royben, Danwar, and Shigel. So I think out of those teams, I I'm having a hard time deciding who I think will win. I think it'll be either Echo or Golden Guardians. Um, Echo, of course, has been dominating MDI, but Golden Guardians, I don't think Nerf and them have been playing in the MDI, but maybe they have. I don't know. But I'm gonna pick Golden Guardians because uh, I feel like they've got the good shot here with their crew is one of the top Mythic Plus teams out there as far as pushing high keys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Golden Guardians as my pick to win the Mythic Plus Guild Clash. So what are your thoughts there?
Team Liquid.
You're gonna go with Liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a decent pick with Shakib, and I'm fired up. Gotcha. Oh, get that on there so we can come back and review all this next week. um,
I was gonna say something. I don't remember.
no. But yeah, and then we already touched up on the raid that they're going to be doing. But yeah, I think that'll be some fun stuff to watch. Get some nice competition there.
Yeah.
I do still wish they would do the actual World Championship Blizzcon. I feel like this year it could have lined up for it. Because, I mean, you just had the Arena World Championships in August. When was the MDI Championship? MDI Finals Season 2, 2023. That was in... Oh, did they not do one for Season 2? Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. It was also late August. Yeah, I feel like they could have had the championships, or well, that was the Great Push. That wasn't actually interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could have done something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's about all we've got for BlizzCon. So, what was your week in WoW like?
Non-existent. I really didn't do much. We did some low keys for some of your tunes. I just bounced around my tunes just to have fun, but yeah, not a whole lot. Not a whole
Yeah,
lot.
things are kind of winding down until the start of the new patch.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I did have somewhat of an eventful week because we did some keys and stuff. But this past Saturday, as we had advertised, I did the um, leveling speed run competition with partnership of Oasis and raising money for Gamers Outreach, and I ended up taking place in that. The bingo, so we had the bingo board, different objectives and whatnot. I did finish third in the competition, only behind Permok, who destroyed all of us. Permok absolutely just dominated that competition. And then Sheik Runner finished in second, and I finished just behind Sheik Runner in third. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it. A big shout out to Mr. Roguery for setting that all up and putting it all together. If anyone is interested, I highly recommend something like this for like a guild event. And you can kind of customize it. I think ours was 3 hours, so you could change that to 2 hours if you want to, and kind of lessen some of the objectives and whatnot. But it was an absolute blast. I had a lot of fun. You can check out Mr. Roguery on Twitter. He's got the link for all the files and everything for the bingo board and all the whole format and everything. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check that out. But yeah, no, I was happy to finish in third. I was a little nervous going in because it was kind of more of an on-the-fly event because we didn't know what the bingo board objectives would be until about 30 minutes before the race. And I'm somebody, I like to prepare and practice and have a plan, have a solid plan, and just practice it until I execute it perfectly. I was a bit
Yeah.
nervous going into it that I would get absolutely embarrassed. And I didn't have to worry about that because Permock just decided to embarrass all of us.
What was the
So we
point
were all
difference?
equally. Say what? The
What was the
point
point
difference?
difference?
1 second. He was like he had like 44 points, and no one else was even over 40.
Oh,
It was. Let's see, where was it? Posted it in here. So there we go. So Permock had 44 points. Sheik Runner had 39. I had 36 points, I believe. Um, and then Speed Albio had 33. Sladera had 31. Andoriano had 28. Nosy had 26. And I can't say any of the other people. But yeah, so Permock just, I mean, he had a huge lead from the get-go. He went with a completely different strategy than everybody, and he was just absolutely dominated us. But not a big surprise. He is very good. He puts on a lot of he creates a lot of weak auras and stuff for the top guilds. I believe he mainly works with Big Dumb Gaming Guild. He's a very very smart guy. Just even just listening to him talk these past few weeks, I work with their speedrunning team now, and just listening to him talk, he's so smart. He knows so much about the inner workings of WoW and like how
right.
everything interacts, and it's crazy the knowledge he has.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun though. Again, I feel like it's a great event to get people introduced to leveling, to like speedrunning stuff, because it's a small
Yeah.
bite-sized speed leveling thing. Um, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. I hope to do more stuff like that in the future because I think that was a really fun thing and has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But yep, I think that just about covers everything. Got anything
Yeah.
else?
Not really. No.
All right. Well, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the podcast, and leave comment, questions, leave a comment. Let us know what your BlizzCon predictions are, and then we'll find out who is right and how wrong we were. Because that's typically how it is. Typically, everyone's like, "Oh, this is I think what's going to happen," and everyone's like, "Nobody was right. Everyone is wrong." And I think, who knows? Maybe that's what'll happen this time. But anyway, you can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Buckblind, YouTube I'm Buckblind Demon Hunter, or Twitter I'm BuckblindDH. Bio, what are yours?
QQ_Bioshock for both Twitch and YouTube.
Nice, and we need to get you some YouTube content this upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and put some work into that.
Yeah, I need to give you a hand, help you figure out what to put on there. We can run some stuff or whatever if you want to make certain content. Have some fun. Maybe we can do some arenas and you can show people like this is what you should and shouldn't do in arena, and then or in PvP, and then you can show you what you're doing as what you should do, and what I'm doing is what you shouldn't do.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yep. Anyway, I think that is going to be it.
Yep.
So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week after BlizzCon.
See ya.